Nippon Hoso Podcast Station.
Today we are continuing with Dagashikashi.
ココノツくん、これで1500メートル、きっちり走れるわね。ホタルさん、走りなさいココノツくん。私のことは気にしないで、走りなさい。ココノツくんは自分の目的を果たすのよ。頑張ってね、ココノツくん。
So in English, Kokonotsu-kun, with this, you'll be able to run the entire 1,500 meters.
ホタルさん、
Run, Kokonotsu-kun. Don't worry about me. Just go on. You have to reach your goal, Kokonotsu-kun. Go for it, Kokonotsu-kun. 海外の方ってちょっとわかるよねの時に wink wink って言うんですよ。wink wink はもうこのわかるよねみたいにちょっとウィンクしてねみたいな。これ使ってください。これだいぶ笑い取れると思います。そうだよね、ウィンクウィンクって言ってください。
Anime English Club with Sal
Yamaki.Hello everyone and welcome to episode 49 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host, Sal Yamaki.
今週もよろしくお願いします。
Guys, it is raining today. It is raining cats and dogs. 犬猫が降っています。直訳すると raining cats and dogs. There's a phrase saying raining cats and dogs. I thought it was a random phrase, but apparently it actually has a meaning. So raining cats and dogs.The dog symbolizes the wind and the cat symbolizes heavy rain. So when it's raining like crazy, people say, it's raining cats and dogs. Yeah, it's raining cats and dogs. You know how I said crazy right now? Apparently, crazy is actually, if I wanted to roughly translate it into Japanese, it's not a phrase that is acceptable.On TV? Crazy って放送禁止用語。英語にもありますかね？なんかこれ言っちゃいけませんよみたいな。So in Japan, there is this thing called 放送禁止用語, or just phrases you cannot use on TV or on programs. I actually had a whole entire class that I took when I came to Nippon Hoso. When I came to Nippon Hoso and I was a guest in one of my seniors program, Aida-san's program, they made me take like a 30-minute class of Hoso Kinshi Yogo. They gave me like a list of words that I'm not allowed to say. Japanese is my second language. I didn't know any of the phrases on there, but now I know. So I might say it. They put those words in my head. Like if they didn't make me take that class, I wouldn't have known like all these bad words. But they just showered me in bad words. Hi. showered me in so and so っていうのは〇〇の本当シャワーのように投げかけてきたみたいな。So you can also say they showered me in compliments. They showered me with hateful words. Yeah, もう本当いろんなものバーって言われるのを showered me in so and so って言いますね。But yeah, they showered me with bad words and now I know everything, but I'm gonna forget that those phrases are words that I cannot say it, and I'm gonna say it one day. Yeah, and I'm gonna be shadow banned into whatever. So bye. Anyway, let's go into today's anime. Today we are continuing with Dagashikashi. So Dagashikashi is a comedy manga about Dagashi by Kotayama. It began serialization in Weekly Shonen Sunday in 2014 and was adapted into a TV anime in 2016 and later had a second season, Dagashikashi 2. The story is set at Shikata Dagashi, a candy shop in a seaside town.High school student Kokonotsu Shikata wants to be a manga artist, but he's troubled because his father, Yo, wants him to take over the shop. One summer day, a mysterious and beautiful Dagashi-obsessed girl named Hotaru Shidare appears. In exchange for scouting Yo for her family's company, the Shidare company, she comes up with wild schemes every day to try and make Kokonotsu the successor.So in our last episode, we looked at a line from episode 1 and talked about the expression for worthy of, as well as a line that was a parody of a famous movie. Hi. You know what? Honestly, I'm kind of jealous of Kokonotsu. in this economy, in this day and age, having a business, a family business that you're able to take over, you know, that's kind of cool. No job hunting, no nothing. I mean, I guess it's not cool for Kokonotsu because he has a dream, but you know, honestly, looking at the economy now, this was 10 years ago. I don't know if Kokonotsu would be the same in 2000, if this was a series in 2026 right now. I feel like he'd be like, yes, I would take over the family company. Please, let me take over the family company. Yes, the economy is that harsh. Hi. Anyway, let's dive into today's phrase. Today's phrase is
ココノツくん、これで1500メートル、きっちり走れるわね。ホタルさん、走りなさいココノツくん。私のことは気にしないで、走りなさい。ココノツくんは自分の目的を果たすのよ。頑張ってね、ココノツくん。
So in English, Kokonotsu-kun, with this, you'll be able to run the entire 1,500 meters.
ホタルさん、
Run, Kokonotsu-kun. Don't worry about me. Just go on. You have to reach your goal, Kokonotsu-kun. Go for it, Kokonotsu-kun. So this line is from episode 4 of the first season. Kokonotsu has forgotten his sketchbook, which contains some embarrassing drawings at Cafe Endo, where his friend works. Seeing his distress, Hotaru suggests they run to Cafe Endo, referencing a famous candy slogan, 1 grain, 300 meters. However, despite the candy coming in a pack of 4, the actual distance to Cafe Endo is 1,500 meters, creating a scene that somehow feels oddly dramatic. So, the famous candy slogan, 1 grain, 300 meters, means that in 1 grain of that caramel candy, it has enough calories to burn so that you can run 300 meters. That's the slogan. Like, it gives you that much energy. So he gets this candy, a pack of 4, so that means he can run 1,200 meters. But because Cafe Endo is 1,500 meters, he needs another 300. He needs one more caramel to run the last 300. So then Hotaru shows up and he's like, it creates a very dramatic scene because, you know, it's like a help me, you know, like 本当にちょっとなんかドラマチックなんですよ. I think this slogan is very smart. I didn't know about it. I knew about the candy, but I never knew about the slogan. I think it's very smart. 1 grain, 300 meters. Yeah. Anyway, honestly, Kokonotsu-kun in this scene, I feel in a very deep emotional level because I too used to draw a lot when I was in middle school and high school. I used to draw a lot, much worse. I used to write fan fiction, guys. Okay, I used to write fan fiction っていうのは夢小説なんですけどI used to write fan fiction in class, okay? Oh my gosh, I know. And I wonder why I didn't have any friends. Actually, no, I never wonder why I never had friends. I kind of, you know, brought it upon myself, not gonna lie. I used to write fan fiction in class, so yeah. 本当に、授業中に絵描いたり、夢小説書いたりとかしてたので、私、学生時代友達いなかったとはよく言うんですけど、なんで友達いなかったのかわからないとは言ったことないんですよ。友達いない理由はもう全然自分でも、本当理解できるぐらいの人間だったのでただ事実として友達いなかったとは言うんですけど、全然別にI was not a victim, guys. はい。被害者ではなかったです。全然もう本当友達はできないように自分で動いてました本当。Anyway, so if my notebook full of fan fiction and drawings was left at whatever place that would be checked, I would be running. You know, I would be running even without that caramel. Okay, I would be burning my own calories. It is a life or death situation. はい、生きるか死ぬのシチュエーションですね。Life or death situation. Okay, so Kokonotsu was very strong in this scene. I mean, his drawing ends up getting seen, right? Yeah, it ends up getting seen, guys. So do not draw or write fan fiction outside of your room, okay? This is a lesson from your senior, your life senpai, okay? Anyway,
Let's go into today's vocab. それでは今回のセリフについて深掘りしていきたいと思います。
Let's see. So you'll be able to. So in this scene, Hotaru says, with this, you'll be able to run the entire 1,500 meters. You'll be able to.
〇〇できるようになる。能力の未来形ですね。
So you'll be able to, let's say, Peter Pan or Tinkerbell sprinkles you with like magic dust. And they'd be like, with this, you'll be able to fly. Or let's say you're out of money. You're kind of short 500 yen of ichiban kuji or something. And you're like, oh no, what should I do? I'd come up to you and give you that 500 yen and be like, with this, you'll be able to buy that ichiban kuji. Hi. So, 〇〇ができるようになるっていう感じで使います。You'll be able to. you'll be able to できるようになる。あなたができるようになるですね。この場合、you'll be able to. この you を I'll be able to or he'll be able to, she'll be able to, we will be able to に変えても、私たちができるようになる。私ができるようになる。あなたができるようになる。彼女ができるようになる。こう変えるだけでもどんな使い方もできるので、多種多様でございます。You'll be able to, I'll be able to. Alright. Next. So you'll be able to run the entire 1,500 meters. Entire. 全体の、全部ですね。〇〇全部。So in this case, Hotaru says the entire 1,500 meters. But let's say, I can say, if you watch the entire episode of the Anime English Club, you'll be able to speak English in no time. みたいな Anime English Club を丸々全部もうスタートから終わりまで entire episode すべてのエピソード見たら今のちょっと違いますね。entire episode はすべてのエピソードじゃなくてエピソードのすべてですね。entire episode. So entire をつけた言葉のすべてってことです。だから entire I'm gonna finish this entire water bottle I'm gonna なんかこれ全部飲みますとかですね。はい。だから what else can I say? The entire episode or I'm gonna sleep the entire day. So if you're asked what are you gonna do on your day off? I'm gonna be like I'm just gonna sleep the entire day. 丸一日寝ますみたいな。丸何々ですね。もうその全部です。entire. Next is don't worry about me.
私のことは気にしないでですね。
don't worry about me. これ about me にしてることによって、私のことは気にしないで。don't worry 単体だと気にしないでとか心配しないでになるので。Don't worry about her. 彼女のことは心配しないで or 気にしないで。Don't worry about him. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about yourself. 自分のことも気にしないで。ここも you'll be able to と一緒でme, you, her, him に変えるだけで結構なんか対象を誰にでもできるのではい、心配の対象は最後ラストを変えるだけで変えることができるのでぜひいっぱい使ってください。 Don't worry about me. Don't worry about her. How would I use it? Let's say my friend who has broken up with the same boyfriend who hurt her multiple times, like she is breaking up with him again for the 5th time and I see her crying, her eyes out, whatever. Somebody who doesn't know the situation would come up to me and be like, what's wrong with her? I'd be like, don't worry about her. It's the same thing. 心配しないでみたいな。いつものことだからみたいな。Don't worry about her. はい、そんな感じで使いますね。
次。
You have to. So Hotaru says you have to reach your goal. So you have to 〇〇しなければいけない、義務や必要についての表現ですね。So say you have to finish your homework before you watch anime. Or you have to finish your dinner before you eat dessert. デザート食べる前にご飯をちゃんと食べないとダメだよ 食べないといけないよみたいな感じですね。だからこの場合9つ自分の目的を果たすのよ、だから果たさないといけないよって直訳英語ですると果たさないといけないよっていう直訳になってるんですね。 You have to. So you have to go, you have to これも you をまた対象を変えるだけで何でも使えます。 I have to go home, I have to go to the bathroom, I have to sleep, I have to eat, or she has to sleep, we have to sleep, they have to sleep. これは本当前を変えるだけで have to は全部そのままで大丈夫です。誰が何をしなければいけないかの時に使ってください。And lastly, reach your goal. ゴールに届く、目標を達成する。reach your goal. スポーツとか、でも本当何でも目標に対しては何か、そのなんて言うんですかね。目標に対して使える表現ではありますね。reach your goal, reach your goal, reach your goal. 他に何に使えますかね。You have to reach your goal. Reach your goal. Make your dreams come true. Make your dreams come true. Make your dreams come true and reach your goal kind of has the same meaning, but it's like slightly different. Make your dreams come true would be 夢を叶えなきゃいけない。だけど reach your goal は目標を達成する。だからちょっと似てるんだけどちょっとだけニュアンスが違うの分かりますかね。夢と目標ってちょっと違うじゃないですか。だから、you can say you have to reach your goal in order to make your dreams come true. 夢を叶えるために目標を達成しないといけないよねみたいな。はい。だから reach your goal ゴールに届く、目標を達成するっていう感じで使ってください。これもまた対象を変えるだけで I have to reach my goal, you have to reach your goal, she has to reach her goal とか we have to reach our goal とか、それだけで対象を変えたらまた誰がゴールに届くか目標を達成するかっていうのを対象を変えられますね。 Alright, now the pronunciation. Let's practice pronouncing this week's phrase. まず日本語で9つくん、これで1500メートル、きっちり走れるわね。ホタルさん、走りなさい9つくん。私のことは気にしないで。走りなさい。9つくんは自分の目的を果たすのよ。頑張ってね、9つくん。So in English, Kokonotsu-kun, with this, you'll be able to run the entire 1,500 meters. Hotaru-san, run, Kokonotsu-kun. Don't worry about me. Just go on.You have to reach your goal, Kokonotsu-kun. Go for it, Kokonotsu-kun. Alright. So, what's the hard phrase? You'll be able to. You'll be able to. You'll be able to ってどこが難しいですかね。You'll be able to. You'll be か。So you'll be is short for you will be. Very short for you will be. So you'll be. You'll be. 結構予備知識の予備に似てますね。予備。You'll be able to. Yeah. You can pretty much say you'll be able to. You'll be. And then if your mouth gets a little comfortable with saying you'll be, add a tongue to it, like you'll be. よと be の間にちょっとだけ唇を足したら you'll be になります。You'll be. It kind of sounds like a little like a baby saying it. 予備をちょっと赤ちゃん言葉で you'll be ちょっと you'll be able to able も最初 able you'll be able to なんですけど、これもまた able が慣れたらベロでA とボの間にだけ入れて able you'll be able to ですね。はい。Next is have to. So even though have to has a V, you don't have to say have to, it's have to. It kind of has the same pronunciation as the half, 半分の half, H-A-L-F, so half and have kind of has the same pronunciation to it. So let's say have to. でも half the pronunciation of half changes depending on what word comes after it. So let's say I say, I have a pen. I would pronounce the V, I have a pen, but have to, I wouldn't say I have to. But it really depends on the word. But there's no rule as to what word would erase the V or whatever, but it would come naturally. But in this case, have to, drop the V sound and half. Make an F sound. F のように発音してください. Half.Bite your lips and then make sure there's air coming out of your mouth, like have to. Yes. And last, don't worry. Again, drop the sound of the T. Don't say don't worry. Say don't worry. Don't. これもでも don't じゃなくて don't. Imagine you have something under your tongue.So your tongue is lifted a little bit in the air. Don't worry. My stomach is growling. Excuse me. But yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. まあ、don't で言うんだったらちょっとだけ口を前に打ってやって言葉を斜め下ぐらいに落としてる感じです。Don't worry. はいですね。Don't worry.
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリー・アマキ。
We're gonna go to the cultural context. So the cultural context, Dagashikashi is a series themed about Japanese dagashi. We don't really have many dagashi-yasans or dagashi shops in Japan anymore. But it used to be very popular. Probably...When? My mom's generation, probably. ちょっと私のお母さん世代ですよね。ちゃんとなんか駄菓子屋さんがめっちゃなんかちゃんとあったのって。80s, 70s, 80s, yeah. So this is a story I just heard, but apparently kids learn how to use their money in the dagashi shops as well because they would get their monthly or weekly allowance and they'd go to these snack dagashi shops and I don't know そこで初めてやりくりするんですかね. That's when they would first learn how to use their money that they have. I'd say in America we did not have a dagashi shop. I would like to say it is because American households have a lot of snacks in general in their own cubby. I would say that's probably why, and also, supermarkets or whatever was very popular. But the closest thing to a dagashi shop, in my mind, would probably be the ice cream trucks. There would be, do they have ice cream trucks in Japan, actually? 焼き芋屋さんはありますよね。石焼き芋、焼き芋。アイスクリームっていうか、かき氷的な夏。ないですか？昔からは、maybe in the 80s. So we have ice cream trucks. We still have ice cream trucks to this day, actually. I remember in middle school, an ice cream truck would pull up by our school, and a lot of kids would line up. But that was just an ice cream truck, so it's not. They wouldn't have like all these dagashi. So dagashi shop has ice cream and snacks, and they have like a variety of snacks. So it's a bit different from ice cream trucks, but I would assume that's the closest thing we have. But back in my hometown, I guess kids first learned how to use money at book fairs, I guess. Apparently they don't have this in Japan as well, but book fairs is when I think it was like at a cafeteria or an auditorium or at somebody's classroom or whatever. They would have a lot of books. A bookstore or something would come to the store and sell all these books, and without their parents, kids would go during recess or lunch break time and go buy books on their own without parental supervision. So I'd say book fair is when kids would learn how to use their money. I would always forget to bring my money, so I never learned how to use my money. Hence, my credit score is terrible right now. Oof, I'm so sorry. It's terrible, honestly. Yeah. But yeah. Also, なんでしょう。駄菓子っていうと、what else? Teachers would sell snacks in America in their own classroom. Apparently, this would be a big problem in Japan. Yeah, Japanese school. First of all, snacks is pretty, they're pretty strict with the snack rules too ですよね。なんかお菓子とかあんま、ガムとかお菓子とか持ってきちゃダメですよね。No gum during school? That is terrible. もうなんか、I remember in high school, teachers would ask students if anybody had gum. なんかみんな誰かガム持ってる人いませんかみたいな先生が聞いてくるんですよ、生徒に。だから日本に来て、なんか授業中お菓子食べちゃいけないとか、びっくりしました。はい。まあ、先生によってアメリカもルールはあるんですけど、なんかこぼしたものを全部拾って帰るならいいよとか、なんか、well, I remember my teacher explaining like she'd rather have students eating in class and having their brain fully charged instead of having like malnourished students in their class not being able to focus. お腹空いてたら、まあ腹が減っては X はできぬというフレーズもあるように、アメリカの先生たちは結構、まあなんかお腹が空いて授業に集中できないくらいだったらね、なんかお菓子食べててくださいとか。They'd also have refrigerators in their class as well. Yeah. But I think this is because in Japan, the teachers would come to the students' class, you know? But in America, the students go to the teacher's classroom, right? So the classroom basically belongs to that teacher, you know? But ちょっと説明できてますかね？わかりますか？Yeah, so the classroom belongs to that teacher, so the teacher would decorate it as much as he or she likes, and she'd have her own refrigerator. I remember my teacher, I think in my sophomore year, she had a breastfeeding room in her classroom as well. Yeah, she was a new mother, and she just had a baby, so she would have like a breastfeeding place in her classroom as well. That was pretty, なんていうんですかね、特殊？はい。It's not a cultural thing, I think. That was a very rare story, I think. But yeah, we'd have that. But yeah, my teachers would sell snacks in classrooms, but they wouldn't really say they're selling snacks. They say that I'm going to put, let's say, a box of donuts in front of me, and then I'm going to put this very interesting jar next to it, and I'm going to take donations from whoever takes the donuts. And that's how they would say it, because selling something on campus, if you don't have a permit, is not allowed. So teachers would be like, hey, so these are snacks. They're not for sale, but if you want to take it, but here's a donation jar, wink, wink. Yeah, they'd say that a lot, wink, wink. 海外の方ってちょっとわかるよねの時に wink, wink って言うんですよ。wink, wink はもうこのわかるよねみたいにちょっとウィンクしてねみたいな、俺たちだけの間のあれだよみたいなのでよくあります。wink, wink。これ使ってください。これだいぶ笑い取れると思います。そうだよね、wink, wink って言ってください。はい。これでめっちゃ my chemistry teacher used to sell Krispy Kreme in his classroom, or he used to take donations for Krispy Kreme. But also my chemistry teacher was very weird. He became very problematic. He said that he invented a time machine. Yeah, he said he invented a time machine, and he invited one student into his own home, and that became a problem. Like, he said he invented it in his bathtub. I know, I'm trauma. This is a traumatic event. My chemistry teacher was weird, okay? But yeah, apparently it became a whole news and everything. So yeah, a small news in my hometown. But anyway, That's it for this episode of the Anime English Club. That had nothing to do with Dagashikashi, but alright. Next episode, we are going to continue exploring Dagashikashi, and we need to explore these snacks. I brought these for Dagashikashi, but ended up just not saying anything about it. So I will talk about it next week. You can listen to Anime English Club as a podcast and on YouTube, where you can follow along with transcripts and subtitles. You can adjust the speed however you want and listen as many times as you need to get comfortable with English. Listening over and over is really the key to mastering any language. For Japanese and English subtitles, go to youtube.com/anime-english-club or just search by the title. And the Anime English Club wants to hear from you. Please let us know any anime you'd like us to cover, and for specific lines, please tell us whose line it is and which episode it's from, or just any general English questions you guys want to know. Please email us at aec@1242.com. That is aec@1242.com. You can email me in either Japanese or English. メールは日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。ということで、今週もまた変な私の科学の先生の話で終わりましたけれども、本当にいたんですよ。めっちゃなんか多分私の学校が変だったんだと思います。いろんなニュースに取り上げられるんですよ。でもあんまなんかスペシフィック、ちょっとあんまピンポイントで言うと学校がバレちゃうんですけど、めっちゃ本当に問題だらけでしたはい、ということでまた来週こちらのスナックの話をするので聞いてください。 Stay tuned. Bye guys.From the Nippon Hoso Podcast Station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sally Amaki. This episode was written by Naoki Nakamura, edited by Nana Yoshimura, directed by Hiroshi Kochi, all from Waltz Inc. Our executive producer is Shiori Tanaka for Nippon Broadcasting System, Japan.